No.
What's that?
Don't do it.
You recording?
Yeah, but there's a cop. Alright.
Alright, good.
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Wide Body Nation. I've got the JB4 app up for you guys and another app called Fuel It, because yes, we are running E30 Plus blend, and we're running a pretty spicy map here on the JB4. So unfortunately, I do have to say it, the interior of this car, specifically this darn screen, is horrible. I'm gonna cut to a video of literally 2 minutes ago while I started the car up to warm up before we roll out and do some driving footage and some more commentary on the JB4, on the E30 tune, on the 93 Plus tune, all that. But this screen was just black when I started it up. Well guys, we just started the car up and
I think it was 4 weeks on it.
how does this screen not on? Hello Subaru. You guys can see I literally just started the car. We're idling. Oh. Display brightness? Nope. Nope. I have it all the way maxed out. All right, good job Subaru. Let's try it again. I'm gonna turn her off and turn it back on. That's classic. And then I'm gonna put it in rice. We'll even open the door. All right. Hello.
It's involved in.
Hey, there we go. And we're back. I had to start the car 2 or 3 times before the screen would even populate. And just overall, this touchscreen is terrible. It has gremlins, it has everything. It's dumb too, because like, it's obviously behind protective glass too. So like the touchscreen seems like it's a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch below the actual screen. It's just, again, Subaru, very poor, tacky design, and you guys can get all mad about it, but you know I'm right. I mean, there's no reason why CarPlay shouldn't work on here 99.9% of the time. There's no reason why this screen should be shorting out like that. It just keeps happening. It happened when the car was bone stock, brand new. It happens now. It happens with my buddy and my tuner in my shop, Tommy, and when he drives it, it happens with everything. So, back to the JB4. This is the app right here, and you guys can see that we're monitoring RPM. This ethanol fuel part up here, it's not precise. It just says 50%, I guess. I don't know why. We have air fuel, AFR, air fuel ratio, which is chilling at 14.456. I mean, you guys can see when I rev it up, gets a little bit more rich in the 13s, direct injected motor. We have our IATs, which it is 56 degrees out, and our IATs just sitting here at idle are about 5 to 10 degrees above ambient, so that intercooler is working. We have boost down here, which is only positive boost. Like right now we're at 10.6 pounds of vacuum. This only monitors when I get into boost, so you guys will see that. I'll try to show you the JB4 while we're driving, but that's obviously gonna be kind of hard. And then we have our map here, which is when you go into maps, that's when you select your map. So I'll talk about the factory map. I'll talk about the 93 Plus map, because we have 93 here in Tennessee. 91, there's no reason to do that. And then maps 3, 4, and 5 are your E30 Plus maps. And I'll talk about some of the things that Tommy realized while he was driving around with that. So with that being said, let's go ahead, get out onto some of the main roads. Let me get back out of there. We are on map 5, which is the best E85 map we've found. One last thing, I want to show you guys the app Fuel It. So we have FI, Fuel It, and it shows you the E content. So we're currently at E37, E38, it kind of floats back and forth. It actually shows you your fuel temperature too, which is a good thing. Make sure you're not cooking your fuel. But it has a couple other calculators, like it shows you where your fuel gauge is at and how much you need to put in order to achieve what E rating you want. So the only thing is that you need to estimate your ethanol percentage properly, because we said it's at E70 since it's winter. But I think around here, at least me and my buddies who have been posting in the local chats, most of the gas stations are just under E80 right now. Usually it's like E78 to E81. So that is why we are a bit spicier than E30. We're about E37, E38 right now, which the cars seem to be running fine with. So let's get down to a good little temperature here and let's hit the road. All right, we're about to turn out onto the main road. You guys will hear first through third gear pulls. Obviously the intake is one of the loudest parts, one of the loudest mods we have done. So you guys can tell on E85, the car is certainly louder, certainly has some more pops and bangs. I feel like the car is running quite well on map 5. We have observed on the JB4, the JB4's boost and the car's boost are not the same. They are not calibrated like you would if you had a Cobb access port. And the main reason behind that, at least how I understand it, is the way the JB4 works. The JB4 is more of a piggyback tuner than it is like an ECU flash. So the JB4, yes, it plugs into the OBD2. Yep, it's plugged in down there, but it does not do an ECU reflash. It's basically tricking the car at multiple points. It's plugged into the map sensor, there's a fueling component, and then there's also a boost management component, as well as plugging into the OBD2 that tricks the car to think it's basically stock. So instead of the car freaking out when it hits 20 pounds of boost, the car just thinks it's hitting, you know, maybe 13 or whatever the target boost is from the factory. So so far, no check engine lights. We're at 4,000 miles. I've done 2 oil changes. On here on the dash, it says our peak boost is 15.1. And we achieved that on map 5. You can actually change the boost limit on the maps here. So originally, I think the JB4 came with a boost limiter at 20, and I think we pinged off that. So back when Tommy was fooling around, kind of tuning, you know, like not tuning, but so y'all can hear that. It's running pretty good. I mean, that was a good, you know, rolling 0 to 60 there, and it's a ripper. It's got a little bit of waviness in it for sure. I don't know if that's the tune or if that's the clutch. Everyone says the clutches in these need to get swapped out as soon as you go right up, you know, the higher you go over 300 wheel horsepower, the sooner you're going to need a clutch. And that can segue into how much this car is making. I believe, and maybe I can pull it up, JB4 WRX maps. We'll see if I can get it before the light. Oh no, I have the VPN on, so it thinks I'm a robot. But let's see what the maps are here. Okay. Yep. So on the E30 map, we're supposed to be making 295 wheel. and 305 torque wheel. So that above stock is 50 wheel horsepower above stock gain and 60 foot-pounds of torque gain. It's a little surgy. It's a smooth car, but it's still definitely a little surgy, and I would say that that might be because we have the mods on it. I believe that these DynoJet numbers right here from JB4 are based off of a relatively stock car. Surprisingly, the Stage 2 93 map has some really good gains too. I think it's 275 wheel on there and right about 300 wheel foot-pounds of torque. So definitely good. We had it on the 93 map before. Just gotta put some heat in these tires, you know. But I like the 93 map a lot too. The 93 stage 2, it's like a 93 plus map, was definitely good as well. I might actually switch to that after we run out this tank of gas, just to make sure the car is happy. You know, E85 can cause cars to do all types of weird little kind of gremlin-y things. Subaru dealership right here where I bought the car. It's got a few WRXs, that's for sure. Looks like there's a variety of trim levels over there. But yes, we've enjoyed the JB4 so far. I'm sure you guys can hear all the crazy sounds with the intake and now the pops. As far as next mod goes, I would say that we are going to go ahead and probably do, I mean, the clutch is probably the most pressing thing that's going to need to happen, especially when we want to, I mean, drag strips are going to open in probably about a month around here in March, I would guess. And, you know, just want to go to some test and tune nights or some midnight madness and just put down some times with it to see where we're at. But I'm thinking Tommy wants to do an ACT clutch. ACT has been pretty reliable for us. I have an ACT clutch in the S209. I think I had an ACT clutch back when I had some other STIs. So I'm about to go get a haircut, and then I'll jump back in with you guys and kind of finish up the video with the way ahead for this car, final thoughts. Maybe I'll show you around the JB4 a little bit more as well, because a lot of people are interested in that, because most of us obviously are more used to the Cobb access port. But looks like I'm gonna be sitting here for a second. So one of the main reasons we went with the JB4 before the access port was, one, we wanted to run E85, and by run E85 I mean run a blend, so like, you know, the E30 E40 blend. And the only way that I'm aware of that you can do that right now is the JB4 plus the JB4 Flex Fuel Kit, and then downloading the JB4 app and the Fuel It app. Because Cobb is now kind of the leader in emissions regulation, compliance, and all of that, we are certainly seeing that the ramifications of that, because Cobb, I do not believe, supports by themselves running E85 for whatever reason. So with that being said, you got to have the JB4, like Prime Motoring, IAG, a couple other guys who are going pretty big with these cars, you know, making over 400 wheel. They have all been running a combo of JB4 and the access port. I'm gonna grab a haircut real quick. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alrighty, so obviously we just started the car up. Luckily the screen works. Good job, Subaru. But one thing on the JB4 is that you have to press connect every time. I'm not aware of any way to have it automatically connect, so maybe I'll look that up Let's go into settings real quick. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, the FI app seems to always be connected though, which is kind of cool, because this says it's still connected from earlier. So I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure how that works, but one of the other things about the JB4 that's kind of odd is that it's on your phone. I mean, it's a phone app. So like for me, it works out really well because this is my second phone, and yes, it has service, but I can just leave this with the car and Tommy can use it and all this stuff like that. Whereas if it was my only phone and you like wanted to leave the car with the tuner or something for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, then I guess they need also the app login and they need to download the app, and the app is 30 bucks. I mean, presumably your tuner would have the app, so I guess that's not a huge deal, but it's different than having an access port hard mounted that that turns on every time you start the car and stuff like that. So it's just a little different, you know, not like terrible by any means. I don't know why it's frozen there. Not terrible. Like, I'm not really complaining. I'm just letting you guys know the difference, because there kind of is a significant difference between you know, the JB4 and the access port. So we'll put that right there. I know you guys can't really see it. I got to get a mount for the car. If you guys have any good MagSafe mounts, because that's an iPhone with the OtterBox case, I need to go south, so we're gonna go to Tommy's shop. I spent about a day and a half with the car. It's good. Tommy has some more content to make with the car, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of drive the car around a little more, and then get it back. And I'm gonna grab the Hellcat back because I gotta start making more content with the heli. You know, you guys seen that reel where it's like, hey, nice heli, man, cool scat pack. And like the Corvette owners get their hands on a Mopar, but ooh, that's a nice looking RAV. Woo! I'm telling you, Toyota hit a home run with the RAV4. That thing is, the TRD off-roads and the RAV4 XSE hybrids, whew, they look good. And they're not that expensive as long as you don't pay over sticker for them. Back to the JB4. We have noticed that the JB4 is remarkably smooth as far as the tunes that we've been on, whether it's the 93 Plus or it is the E85 or the E30 Plus tunes. Let's see if I can get a little launch for you guys, but not a hard launch, but we'll see how the clutch holds up here. I have a feeling we're probably gonna be replacing this clutch at probably about 5,000 miles on the car, but that's okay. But that driving that I just did when I turned right out of the haircut area, and this haircut is not the best I've got, not the worst, but I had a coupon, so it was $15 with tip. It was only $7.99 for the haircut, but whatever. I guess everyone's hurting for business. The JB4 mid-range, the drivability is great. Like, that was a third to half throttle, and it was just buttery smooth. It was as smooth as the brain of the person or the team that designed this infotainment system. They probably designed it with crayons or something, because it just sucks that much. I mean, there's like a bunch of Marines designed this infotainment system. So the JB4, though, I've been very impressed with it. I've heard a lot of people that are like, nah, yay, nay, and the Subaru community really isn't as used to the JB4 as maybe the BMW community, because the BMW community really likes the JB4. That's kind of where I believe it started. So overall, I would say the JB4 has been pretty great. So far, we've driven a couple hundred miles on it now at the 93 tune, a couple hundred miles on the E85. We've been shredding the back roads with this car. We're gonna need to do brakes soon. I was looking up some big brake kits, which is pretty funny. Last night there's like some $2,000 big brake kits from Essex Racing. AP and Essex Racing have a big brake kit for the, well, they actually have they have a $4,000 front kit and a $4,000 rear kit, and then they also have a $2,000 front kit, and I believe you can use the two-pot STI Brembos for the rear. So I think we might try that. Might try to do just something to beef these brakes up, or maybe just some pads. Maybe we'll try just some pad upgrades. The flutter on this, I don't know if that's the wastegate or the blow-off valve, or probably not the wastegate, probably the blow-off valve if I had to guess. But that thing just is pretty wild. I like the car. The driving dynamics of the car are about as good as you can get for a, you know, $31,000, $32,000, $33,000 car. I love this spec. I love that there's no sunroof. I hate sunroofs with a passion. They hit my head because the cross member, like the border for the sunroof goes right here, and then it hits my head. I mean, I'm 6'4", so that's a personal problem. But I cleaned the car up last night. She's looking good, looking shiny. Windows are clear, not tinted yet. I definitely need a tint. That will make the screen a little better, I agree. But whew, it's a good car. Good car. See how long this motor lasts, but knock on fake shit. Let me know in the comments below what you guys, what you guys think as far as the JB4 and the mods that we currently have. Let me know what you think we should do for mods next. I think the biggest question I have is what wheels I should go with. I've been really looking at the the Rays Graham lights, the 57 CR and the 57 DR. I've also been looking at the Cobb, how you say, Titan D7, the 6-spoke version. I think that could be a play. Tommy and some other people have not really liked the offset of those wheels. They think they poke a little bit too much, which I don't disagree. I think it was a little bit more of a tire issue because I have like such meaty tires on the S209, and that's kind of why the tires poke the way they do. Man, just slowing down. I'm gonna have to do something about the brakes on this car pretty darn soon, though. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I wish Gyrodisc, well, Gyrodisc wouldn't come out with rotors for this car, I don't think, because yeah, we need to upgrade the calipers first, probably, before we are upgraded. It would be calipers and the rotors and the discs or the hats, depending on what kind of kit we get. But yeah, wheels are definitely something that I'm looking at, because these wheels are heavy. They're 18s. My 18 by 9.5s were lighter than these 18 by, like, I don't know, 18 by 8 or 8.5. And so lighter wheels, better tires will definitely help us with drag strip times. There's some calculations that Prime Motoring was recommending us doing as far as like on the drag strip to try to get us down the strip at the top of 4th gear, perhaps. If you do a larger, I think it's if you do a larger diameter wheel and tire combo, then it helps your gear ratio, and then you can end the quarter mile as long as you bump the red line up on the Cobb. You can end the quarter mile in the top of 4th gear instead of having to do that 4th to 5th shift, which really kind of kills your last 100 feet of the track. So with that being said, I mean, that's pretty much all we got for you guys. If you guys like I said, If you guys have mod question, comments, concerns, recommendations, please do go ahead, hit us up in the comments. If you guys want to talk to me directly, like actually a conversation, or Tommy Kettner, hit me up on Instagram at Real Wide Body Nation. Tommy Kettner, you can hit him up on Instagram at TK Auto Works, or just Tommy Kettner. He responds to both of those. And I'm actually heading over to TK Auto Works right now. We're in downtown Clarksville, Mexico, where I do a lot of my driving. It's weird that it's like very similar to the town in Tennessee, but it is also located in Mexico. There's this nice restaurant that I believe is opening soon. I hope they're opening soon, but appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you know anybody with a Mopar, Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger, Ram TRX, Dodge Durango, Jeep Grand Cherokee, or Chrysler 300C, send them to destroyer1320.com to get their Mopars protected, because I cannot unsteal your car. It's just that simple. I'm not a police officer, not a firefighter, not a lawyer, not a financial advisor, but I can help you protect your Mopars, and soon we're gonna go ahead and jump into the other vehicle, the non-Mopar space. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I will see you for the next video.